I gotta tell you, so coming up with this list in general was difficult, but I'm genuinely speaking, we got a third film recently, but I'm actually really excited to see because I heard recently they announced they greenlit more. Now, what that means is I don't know what that means as far as like what it goes by, but we just got Ghostbusters 3.
Sort of.
And sort of correct.
You want more Ghostbusters?
I would love more Ghostbusters films. The fact that we did Ghostbusters 3 so well after so many years, not the female. I'm not saying the female one was bad either.
Surprisingly good.
It was Ghostbusters Afterlife was a shock. I actually saw that movie in theaters by myself because I saw it so late in the game. I saw it in theaters and I was like, holy crap. I am the only one in the theater. It was like the last day it was in theaters, right? Oh, yeah. It was the last possible day it was in theaters. So I was like, all right, let me go see it. And I loved it. I was like, and they set up some stuff towards the very end of it to do more stuff, but not, it was very loosely set up. But I did hear a report did come out recently that there are going to be more Ghostbusters films at some point soon. My question is how and what? Like, because we have Egon's daughter. Spoilers for the movie if you haven't seen it. It was really good. But like we have Egon's daughter. We have like Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, and Ernie Hudson pretty much back in the roles.
Was Sigourney still in Ghostbusters or no?
She was in was it the end credits scene? I forget.
She was in the end credits scene.
Yeah, so she was in that end credits scene, and she was there. I think her and Peter are now married, if I'm not mistaken. So,
no,
I just love what they did with her and Peter in the last scene. Just the whole callback with the whole card thing.
Yeah, that was actually pretty funny. Like, there were so many callbacks to the original film. It was actually really good. But as far as like making more Ghostbusters films go, I'm all for it. I mean, it's a viable franchise. It's a recognizable property. People to this day still know what this franchise is or these films are. They catch ghosts with these weird backpacks that shoot lasers. It's pretty cool. So that's a very loose description, ladies and gentlemen. But I would love to see more Ghostbusters films. We got the most recent one last year, but I would say, you know what? If you can pump them out and do them right, do them right. Have Jason Reitman direct because Ivan Reitman sadly passed away. But do it and do it well. That's all I ask. Because so many people for literally what Ghostbusters 2 was 1989, and this one was 2021.
Wow.
So I'm purposely not counting the female one. Not trying to be like, gender specific or anything.
Not being like sexist.
Exactly. I'm not being sexist. But I will say I actually saw that one in theaters, and I liked it for what it was, but it was not it got so much backlash. But yeah.
I didn't hate the all-female Ghostbusters for the whole reason the internet hated it. I hated it more because it erased what came before it. It
was the full reboot.
And yeah, it was a full reboot. It was unnecessary. The comedy did not work for me, and
no, not at all.
That was a huge thing. Is they made it more of a comedy instead of a horror comedy, which is what Ghostbusters is a horror comedy.
Right.
Correct. Yes.
And they went full on comedy with it, and I like Paul Feig's other movies. Heat, hysterical, but
he is.
Yeah, this movie just did not land, and I was really receptive for anything else.
Yeah. So here's a quick question for you guys. If we did not get the rebooted Ghostbusters, if we did not get the Ghostbusters 2016 reboot, do you think we would have gotten the Ghostbusters Afterlife?
I think it would have happened.
Okay.
I'll be honest, I don't think the reboot would have mattered.
Uh, if Harold Ramis didn't die, it might have
Yeah.
been a little easier for it to happen.
Of course.
Because I think Harold Ramis was the real catalyst that said, okay, we can't do a sequel anymore. Time to reboot. But I think what they did with the Afterlife treated Egon's death with class and respect. It was actually done very tastefully, I thought. And the family of Harold Ramis thought the same.
I agree. I think that the passing of, I keep calling him Egon, the passing of Harold Ramis actually and incorporating that into the story as well was actually a really smart move.
Yes.
And it worked out instead of recasting it and whatnot. But I think
what we got to see Harold Ramis on screen one more time.
Exactly.
Even though it was a computer generated version of him, it was him.
Still worked. Yeah.
It wasn't done as a cash grab. It was done as a loving homage.
Yeah, like we're gonna pay respects to you.
Yeah.
And plus, he was the co-creator of the franchise. Him and Dan Aykroyd co-wrote the original script.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep.
Yeah, the very first original Ghostbusters, the first film. Let's pull it up for a second. It was written
yeah.
Written by Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd was a lot more technical in his script.
Okay.
Because Dan Aykroyd's kind of nuts.
Yeah, he's still a little cuckoo, but he's still Dan Aykroyd. But
I hear his Crystal Head vodka is pretty good.
Oh, really?
When he's not talking about aliens and UFOs.
Or ghosts, for that matter.
Or ghosts.
Freaking Dan Aykroyd. But yeah, Ghostbusters. I'd love to see more films. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, during the first Ghostbusters film we got in 2016 with the all-female cast, if I'm not mistaken, we actually got before the film came out. I remember this thing called Ghost Corps. Dan Aykroyd actually founded a company for any future Ghostbusters material or products, films, movies, TV shows, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He made a company through Sony to do any future Ghostbusters type products. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's becoming a lot more commonplace now. You know how Disney has Marvel Studios, Warner Brothers has DC Films,
and Harry Potter,
Wizarding World. Yep.
And this was another one on there. So
yeah, it's another production company used to create in a certain franchise.
If only Paramount would do that with Star Trek. Just saying. I feel like they might. That's me.